I'm Gary Dick, coming to you this week from the 16 Tech Innovation District on the near northwest side of Indianapolis, an ambitious talent attraction project that has been decades in the making.
Specifically, we are inside Machine, which is a maker space, really an all-encompassing maker space, providing all the resources, the assets, the machines necessary for innovators and entrepreneurs of all sizes to do prototypes. We're going to get an example of one such prototype here, vacuum forming technology here that is used by a number of entrepreneurs and innovators. There are some 90 members to Machine, a growing number here at 16 Tech, and there's a finished product. An Inside Indiana Business logo using that vacuum forming technology. And Paul, thanks for doing that. Give us an example of just some of the technology available here at Machine. Machine is part of 16 Tech, which is a 50-acre innovation site, part of a growing network of innovation districts around the state of Indiana. We saw news this week of a planned innovation district in Terre Haute. Later in the show, we'll tell you about big news and a milestone at the Mill in Bloomington. That's part of the Trades District, and how that could be part of an emerging technology corridor beginning at the Crane Naval Surface Warfare Center and coming through Bloomington, 16 Tech, and on up to West Lafayette as well. But first, major developments here at 16 Tech. Pre-leasing has begun on two new buildings planned here near West 16th Street and Indiana Avenue. One is a 100,000 square foot laboratory building. The other, an office building catering to sports and health-focused tenants. Work has also started on the first residential property in the district, Vanguard at 16 Tech, 285 multifamily units, 1,900 square feet of retail space as well. And joining me now with details on those developments, a multitude of developments here at 16 Tech. Pleased to be joined by 16 Tech CEO Emily Kruger. And Emily, thanks for taking the time.
You're welcome.
Amazing complex here as we've gone through. Want to go through some of these developments, though. The residential piece, that's especially important, I know, to the overall development of an innovation space. Talk about why it's so important to get this residential piece off and running.
Sure. Well, keep in mind that 16 Tech was created really to address two problems. One, the lack of innovation-driven enterprises that were forming and scaling in Indianapolis, and two, also a need to attract and retain talent. And so residential is part of what is a key ingredient in making a 24/7 environment, and that 24/7 environment is ultimately essential to fostering an overall innovation ecosystem. One of the other key pieces of that is also the AMP Food Hall, where we've got plenty of options for local food and drink for not just the companies that locate here, but for also those who are interested in getting to know about 16 Tech and for the neighbors who are closest to us.
Another piece of that 24/7 environment is the bridge, that iconic bridge that construction has started to connect 16 Tech to the IU Med Center and Indiana University and Purdue University, Indianapolis. How's that going?
Well, we're excited about the bridge construction and most importantly about the physical connectivity that it's going to facilitate between the hospitals and the research facilities that are immediately to our south, IU Indianapolis and Purdue in Indianapolis. The land that 16 Tech is developing is historically and still today the site of the city's water infrastructure. Many people are not aware of this place, and the bridge creates that physical connection which will help draw people to the district. Most importantly, 16 Tech is sitting at the confluence of a lot of trails in our city. The Indianapolis Cultural Trail, the White River Trail, the Riverside Promenade. And so all of these things are going to come together, and the bridge also provides a key asset to the regional connectivity.
How important, I mentioned two new buildings, began pre-leasing, one with a new lab space, another focused on health and sports medicine. Talk about those two new buildings that may be coming out of the ground before too long.
That's right. We have more than 300,000 square feet of wet and dry lab enabled space that's in our development pipeline. And part of our focus is helping the historical industries of our state, life sciences and advanced manufacturing, and the tech adoption of those industries. So unlike a traditional office park, a lot of the resources that are here in 16 Tech are ones that are intended to make it as easy as possible for people to develop physical products. And even in a remote and hybrid work environment, there are still times that people need to come together, whether that be in a lab or whether it be to prototype and fabricate a product. What's really neat is that because so much has changed in terms of product development right now. We can concentrate some of these resources to make it easier and less capital intensive for companies who are looking to create physical products. And so these two buildings that we have will bring additional wet lab space to the market, particularly something that's called graduation space. So when a company reaches a size and stage that it needs dedicated space but a turnkey solution, we're going to bring that to 16 Tech. And then we're also really excited about the confluence that exists between sports and health in our city. And 16 Tech is a great place to bring that together. And we've got some really exciting prospects for a facility that will support health and sports tech as well.
A lot of things coming together as you look at innovation and entrepreneurship in Indiana. As you look bigger picture, we're going to have something a little bit later in the show on a big milestone at the mill in Bloomington in the trades district there. This vision that people are talking about, an 84-mile sci-tech corridor stretching from Crane through Bloomington here to 16 Tech.
Well, and it also is a corridor that stretches up to West Lafayette as well. So collectively, these things show the depth of innovation assets that exist across our state. And all of us who are involved in these spaces are working hard to align them so that way for those who are interested in doing business in Indiana, they recognize that there are a variety of resources. And when they come and they locate, whether it's at 16 Tech or whether it's at the mill or whether it be in the LEAP district, they're supported by a broader ecosystem that can help them with the different resources they might need at different stages of growth.
Emily Kruger is the CEO of 16 Tech. Emily, thanks for joining us. We'll talk to you soon.